Disney just made some upgrades to one of their most iconic rides, Haunted Mansion, and horror fans are gonna love it. In today's video, we're gonna be going over the upgrades that they made to Haunted Mansion, the new queue, the new gift shop, and just overall what's new going on with Haunted Mansion. Welcome back, guys, to Villains of Horror, where horror meets haunted attractions and theme park thrills. So if you love anything to do with horror movies, haunted attractions, theme parks, you're gonna love this channel, so subscribe for more. But with that out of the way, we're jumping into the video today. We're gonna be talking about Haunted Mansion. We just recently went down to Disneyland and went through Haunted Mansion again, and I think this was our second time going through with all of the new upgrades and everything like that. So I want to really break down some of the upgrades that they did, because they just completely redid the whole new waiting queue line, which now honestly it is a lot better than it was before in the past. Before, it wasn't necessarily bad, but you were just kind of waiting outside. It wasn't super themed, if that makes sense. It was semi-themed. I mean, you still walked past the Haunted Mansion, but you were just kind of off to the side. Now they're giving you a lot more things to look at, and I want to kind of go over those things. And then also the gift shop at the end, which was a nice addition for this iconic attraction. Some of the major things that they did is they expanded and they redesigned the queue. The queue now has a significant outdoor section. You walk through the garden where there's the water fountain, there's a gazebo, and all of it is themed landscaping. So one of the main reasons why I really like these new upgrades, especially on the exterior, is it pulls you into the full experience the moment you get in line. Because before, when you first got in line, you did walk past the actual mansion, but then you went off to the side. Now you still go, you walk in, but you are immediately going off into especially like the normal standby section. You're immediately going in and you are going to the side section where it is beautifully themed. You are inside of the garden that is next to the Haunted Mansion, and there is a lot of things to look around. There's grave sites, there's a tree in the middle, there's like a gazebo, there's like a fountain. There's a lot of different elements, and I do believe, I don't know this for a fact, but I do believe it actually expands out the waiting queue, so you can have more people kind of crammed in there. But also, as the nice thing is, even when it's not packed, everyone's a little bit more spread out, so you can kind of walk and take your time to get to like the line. Especially whenever they kind of have these expansions to like waiting queues, at least in my opinion, I think it helps out. It gives you more stuff to look at. You can space yourself out a little bit more, and it just makes the overall experience a lot better. Another thing that I do want to note is that now with this new redesign, it allows for users with mobility devices to access the main entrance more seamlessly. So that is another thing that they did add, and then they also added a new elevator exit. So when it comes down to theming, I really like this new entrance. I think it helps build the story of just the Haunted Mansion. It kind of gets you in the mood before you even get into the actual mansion itself. Before even the pre-show, I love when rides have like a pre-show to the pre-show. It kind of sets you up, really gets you in the mood, and kind of like puts you there. Now, overall, I mean, Haunted Mansion, when it comes down to like how scary it is, if you're like a true horror fan, like you're going to Disney, it's not going to be that intense, which I am excited for. Villains Land coming to Disney World, that's coming out sometime, so I definitely want to go down there to go check that out. I know with all the news and everything like that that's been going on there, and especially now with the new Universal opening up as well, with the Universal Monsters Land, so there's a lot of stuff going on. But Haunted Mansion overall, especially at Disneyland, it's not the most scariest thing in the world. But I will say, actually, this last run through that we did go, there was some kids there. They seem to be kind of spooked, and just inside that first pre-show where you go inside and the little elevator in it as it's going down the stairs, it's not too bad, but I do just want to mention that. But I think the ride, it's a great ride. I'll show you some clips of our ride, but I'm sure you guys have seen it before. It's a great ride. It's a fun time, and we had a good run through our ride overall. Great ride, still love it. It's a good ride if you want to beat the heat and just kind of sit and chill, watch the show. A great time overall.
Happy hearts with cherry lies and begin to vocalize when windows close. Rise and you'll try to hide for a silly spook pacing by your side. Shrouded in our darkest skies. There's a moonlight to fill our cold, and they'll haunt you until you return. Now I will raise the safety bar.
So now it comes down to the gift shop, Madame Leota's gift shop, which is really, really cool that she finally gets her own like little space. That's pretty cool. She is like the only like character that really links all of the Haunted Mansions at all the other parks together. So that's pretty cool. So it's officially called Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond Gift Shop. It is located right outside of the exiting queue of Haunted Mansion. So technically you don't have to go directly in it. You can go out and just keep going straight. But once you go out, it's like right off to the left. It's like right there. So you can walk right in. So we got a chance to go in, check things out. They have some pretty, I mean, it's kind of like your standard stuff. There was some special stuff that was there that we didn't see anywhere else. Granted, we haven't been inside the park in a couple of weeks, so you probably could find some of these things somewhere else. But honestly, I don't really know. Even going into the New Orleans Square, looking at some of the other shops over there, I didn't see some of the items that was in there over there. So these could be some exclusive stuff that are only found there. I don't know that for sure, but yeah, overall it was cool. I did like the theming. It wasn't just themed like on the bottom section, but when you're looking up more towards the top, they had all the special stuff up top. I really love how Disney just does that. Some of the things that they have there is they have different apparel, collectibles, home decor, and some stuff that is inspired by Haunted Mansion and The Nightmare Before Christmas. Overall though, it was a great time down checking out the Haunted Mansion, the new queue, checking out the new gift shop. I will say we did actually, on this time, we did go down to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It was our first time actually going on the ride. It was actually like pretty late at night actually, and they were like closing soon, so like the wait time wasn't long at all. Even for Haunted Mansion, it wasn't long at all. So that was cool. We got a chance to do that. We even did Pirates, which was like a walk-on. So we did a couple rides within a couple hours. It was a great time. But yeah, overall, a great time at Disney. If you're like a horror fan, there really isn't like a ton of super scary things to do there, but Haunted Mansion is one of the things. If you like horror, you gotta check it out when you go. But overall, a great time. I'm really excited to go down to Disney World when they open up Villains Land. That's gonna be a great time. And we're also excited to go to Midsummer Scream this year. It's gonna be a great time. But speaking of Midsummer Scream, if you wanna know what our experience was last year, all the things that we did, the tips and tricks and stuff like that, check out this video right here. That was a great informative video talking about Midsummer Scream from last year. Subscribe for more. I'll see you guys over there.